You know that feeling, right? You're staring at yet another web form, about to type in your name and address for what feels like the millionth time. Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden tech that's trying to make that whole process easier. And you'll see why it's about so much more than just saving a few seconds.
I mean, seriously, who enjoys this? It's one of those little digital chores we all put up with. That tiny sigh before you start typing your details into another checkout page or a new account setup. It's tedious, it's repetitive, but what if I told you that for millions of people, this isn't just a minor annoyance?
Yeah, for people dealing with memory issues or motor impairments that make typing difficult, or even certain cognitive challenges, a simple form can be a huge roadblock. Trying to recall information or just the physical act of typing can be exhausting. But this is where a little bit of web design magic comes into play.
It turns out there's a much smarter way for websites to ask for our information. A way for the website to talk directly to your browser or assistive tech, telling it exactly what each field is for. It's kind of like a secret, universal language that's happening just under the surface.
So here's the basic idea. You see a form field and it has a label for us humans, right? Something simple like first name. But behind the scenes, developers can add a second label, a hidden one that's just for computers. This invisible tag tells your browser, hey, this box right here, this is for a person's given name, and it doesn't matter what language the visible text is in. Now, this isn't just some clever trick that a few developers came up with. It's actually baked into the official Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, or WCAG. Specifically, Success Criterion 1.3.5 says that the purpose of these fields has to be, and this is the key phrase, programmatically determined.
Programmatically determined. What on earth does that mean? Well, it's actually pretty simple. It just means the developer adds information to the code in a standardized way so that software, like your browser, can read it and know exactly what that field is for. The computer doesn't have to guess based on the words on the screen, it knows for sure, and that is the key that unlocks everything.
And the magic wand that makes this all happen is a simple little piece of code called the autocomplete attribute. This is the specific word, the vocabulary, that's used in that secret language between the website and your browser.
And here's what that secret language looks like in action. A developer just adds a tag like autocomplete equals given name or autocomplete equals birthday. These aren't just random words, they're part of a universal dictionary that all modern browsers is built to understand.
And this is what makes it so incredibly powerful. Because these codes are universal. It doesn't matter what language is on the screen, the form could be in Japanese, but the autocomplete tag for postal code is the same worldwide. Your browser still knows exactly what to do.
So what does this one tiny bit of code actually mean in the real world? Well, the benefits go way beyond just being a little more convenient. This is about creating a web that's fundamentally more usable and accessible for everyone.
I mean, this technology is an absolute game changer for so many people. If you have memory challenges, it takes away the stress of having to remember and correctly type out all your info. If you have a motor impairment, it drastically cuts down on the physical effort of typing. It just removes the friction.
So this one little attribute leads to two really powerful outcomes. First, there's the one we're all pretty familiar with, seamless autofill. Your browser sees the tag, recognizes it, and bam, fills in the right information. But second, and this is so cool, assistive technologies can use these same tags to add helpful icons right next to the fields.
The official documentation gives a perfect example of this. It says an assistive tool could see that B-Day tag and automatically pop in a little icon of the birthday cake. Just like that, you know what the field is for. You don't even have to read the text. How great is that?
And really, this gets to the heart of what it means to build a more inclusive web. It's not always about some huge, dramatic overhaul. A lot of the time, it's about paying attention to these small, hidden details that have a massive impact on whether someone can easily use a site or not. And that is the big takeaway here. One single line of thoughtful code can transform what was a barrier into a completely seamless experience. It's just the perfect reminder that sometimes the smallest details can make the biggest difference in people's lives.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible technology are out there quietly working in the background to make our digital world a little more accessible for everyone? Something to think about the next time your browser fills out a form for you. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.